to talk about Renew. Renew brain and body. Some of the ingredients we need to increase our mitochondria can't be delivered in a liquid base. Dr. Bevan has taken those ingredients and put them in small capsules, a dry delivery of those ingredients. Renew brain and body stands on the shoulders of Rejuvenate and Restore. It helps with the body, helps with blood flow in the extremities, and in the brain, it certainly helps with blood flow, the firing of the synapses, the disappearance of the brain fog. Really, in effect, tunes you up. That's Renew brain and body. And finally, some of the most important members of our family are the pets that we own. The most watched videos on the internet are pet videos. I just saw there's a new series where some lady bakes a cat cake and then cuts that cake with a knife, and the cat on the counter just freaks out. It's quite an interesting video.
Wow.
Pet videos, and our pets suffer. We love them. They're part of the family, and they hurt. If you've got a dog that's become lethargic, just lays around, seems to be hobbled, can hardly come down the stairs. If you've got a cat that's packing up fur balls and shedding, they suffer. They suffer even worse than we do because they're closer to the bad things in the environment. The chemicals we put on the rugs to clean them, the things we put on the lawn to make it grow, look, they go outside, they're allergic to the same things in the environment that we are. And you can tell when they're suffering. Look, you have to bring a dog quickly back to puppy stage or a cat back to kitten stage so they're running around and being their old selves and helping them live a long, happy life. Then you give them Petlife, specifically made for animals to restore their mitochondria. The thing I love about the pet products, the thing I love about pets, there's none of this, gee, I think I kind of feel better. It's real, and you can see it happens. There's no placebo effect. You know that everything works just as phenomenally as the pet product works for pets. So 4 products: Rejuvenate, Restore 3.0, Renew brain and body, and Petlife. There is nothing like what these products can do for you and your pets. Use them, combine them with your DNA. Are you there?
You did great, Dale. How to recover?
I hear you clearly, my friend. Go ahead.
All right. How to recover from strokes and kidney failure or avoid them altogether. That's what we're talking about today. You know, Dr. Dan and I each week talk about these topics. This is what was kind of interesting, in that we're relating something that has to do with high blood pressure. And we're going to deal with both. We'll probably spend more time talking about strokes. But let's go with Dr. Dan then.
I am checking quickly for Dr. Dan. And he was with us, Roger, and he fell off. Dr. Dan, come back and raise your hand.
Hello, everybody joining us. Make sure you get your drinks.
Roger, pass it to you.
Make sure you get your notepads and your pens so that you can take notes, because you don't want to miss this. Your notepads and your pens.
There is a blockage in the blood vessels feeding part of the brain, which can affect your speech. It can paralyze you. One side of your body can be paralyzed. A lot of different things can happen in that form, or it can be a bleeding in the brain, which can come from a concussion. Not uncommon for football players or boxers or something to have bleeding going on in the brain. Sometimes that heals up. Sometimes they need to operate on that. But we find really, really amazing effects on strokes. Now, the relationship to kidneys, one of the things that brings on strokes is high blood pressure and a stickiness within the blood vessels, which can be brought on by inflammation, stress. And it's not just a blockage. It can be the platelets sticking together, and that can be caused by a lot of different things. Liver deficiency can cause it too. Copper separates those. But a stickiness, a fibrinogen buildup, the same thing that helps you build a scab so that you just don't keep bleeding, can overwork inside the blood vessels and cause a blockage. Now, that can also happen in the kidneys. And the high blood pressure puts a lot of pressure on the little tubulars and in the capillaries in the kidneys where they filter everything. You have to bring that in and break down the kidneys by too much pressure on that. What raises blood pressure? A lot of it has to do with diet. When you drink something that's real sugary, a soda, for example, or even something you think is healthy, like orange juice or grape juice, really spikes your blood sugar. And spiking your blood sugar causes a reaction in the body that creates high blood pressure, which puts pressure on your kidneys, pressure on your brain, pressure on your heart, and which heart attack right in the middle of these two things can also be brought on by the same effect. So changing your diet, eating a low-carb, healthy diet with a lot of non-starchy vegetables. Starch, some people are saying starch is even worse than white sugar for you because you're going to eat a higher volume of starch. In 20 minutes, that's going to be sugar in your body, causing overload far beyond what our body was designed to do. And with that, you can have neuropathy, memory loss, extreme fatigue, inability to speak when you have an actual stroke, shortness of breath. In fact, remember this, the acronym FAST, F-A-S-T. FAST, if you have a drooping of the face, that's what the S stands. If you have, let's see, where you put both arms up and one starts falling down, or you can't bring both arms up, that's a sign of a stroke. Speech, where you have trouble speaking and slurring your speech, that's a sign. The T stands for time. Call 911. If you have someone in your family that's having those symptoms, call 911, give them an aspirin. That will help greatly on that to minimize the damage. But eating things that are anti-inflammatory and avoiding things like hydrogenated oils, these seed oils that are hydrogenated are extremely harmful, probably just as bad or worse than the starch and sugar is. You got to avoid those. And the oils that people cook with, soy, corn, safflower, sunflower, and to a lesser degree, canola oil, and things that are soaked in peanut oil and cottonseed oil, all are highly inflammatory. It takes very little of that to start setting the body up for hardening of the arteries. So it's the hardening of the arteries and when they're not flexible and a blocking in the arteries that are causing both of these problems. So we got to be careful about this. We got to really change our diet, and we got to exercise, and we got to hydrate. I forgot to say that on my deal. Hydration is very, very important. Wintertime, you don't think about it as much as you do in summertime, but it's maybe even more important. You know to drink when you've been out in the hot weather, but you don't think about it when you're sitting here and heating, which dehydrates you when your heater's going on. You got to drink, and that relaxes the blood vessels. So 8 ounces of water, 6 to 8 ounces of water every hour, every 30 minutes is what is recommended to keep the body really hydrated. They also talk about 1 ounce of water for every 2 pounds of body weight. Another way to view it. I have a gallon of water next to me. I sip on it through the day.
I have water in here, y'all.
Computer and different things. And then I drink water. I drink herbal teas that are not caffeinated. There's nothing wrong with some caffeine, but it will not hydrate you. It will dehydrate you. So you got to think of hydration, cutting the sugar and starches. So those are we got to lower the blood pressure. Now, blood pressure medicine, they'll sometimes give you, maybe necessary if it's really high. But then you want to bring it back because you don't want to be on high blood pressure medicine any longer than you have to get it normal. Double and triple the doses of the Restore, I think is fantastic on blood pressure. I'm really amazed at how well that works. And now throw in the Renew Life. And then if your kidneys are giving you problems, take the Rejuvenate Gel with some Restore mixed in and rub it on the back, which is the lower rib cage, right there where the rib cage runs in the lower back. Rub that right at the bottom of the rib cage. And so massage that in. It will get in and help the kidneys. And I think that can be a great help for you, is using that Rejuvenate Gel on top of the kidneys. I'll get back to you, Roger.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Dan. This is a real important topic for us because we deal with so many people terms of the strokes and the kidney failure. Focusing on the strokes first. Right? If you have an interruption in the blood supply, either because your blood vessels have become narrow or because whatever broke in your brain or in your eye, you can have a stroke. There's a specific kind of stroke called a transient ischemic attack. And it's where the restriction in the blood vessels is at the place where it causes your brain to act inconsistently, maybe for a few moments, okay, and then it comes back like that because of it's shut it all the way down. And we have seen this, and this is the first interview that we want to play today. Shirley Baker, who is experiencing one of those. And interesting enough, you can have these and not know you're having them. Maybe someone else has pointed out to you, but listen to Shirley's conversation with me.
You did a blood test back that was going up for 2 weeks of using the store, and you were giddy with excitement.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you why. I'm a few weeks short of being 75. Last year, May 29th, I had a TIA. Put me in the hospital for 4 days. My husband passed in September, but I promised him I'd take care of myself. And that following week I went in and had my blood work done. When the results came back, my primary was laughing. I could see her eyes sparkling. I could see the mask on, I could see her. Your report came back so much better than I anticipated. And she was excited. And it made me happy. And we went over it because she had seen my results, what had happened to me in May. And I had a vitamin D deficiency. My cholesterol, my good cholesterol was down. I was borderline diabetic. A couple of other things also. So I thought, I needed to have a blood draw. I was having some situations with my heart, and I thought I needed to get it taken care of. So I went and had a blood draw done, and came back no longer pre-diabetic. Cholesterol is beautiful. What else was it? And it was all awesome, absolutely awesome. And it was just for being on the product that we store for 2 weeks.
Wow, that is remarkable.
It's like, I was absolutely giddy with excitement, absolutely. I didn't change anything else. That's all I did, and I added that to my daily regimen. 4 drops for the morning, and sometimes, a drop or two or more later on in the day also. But yeah, it just blew me away. I thought that was the most incredible thing to happen.
So, just to help people understand, you had a TIA, that's a transient ischemic attack.
Correct, mini stroke.
Right, so it occurs as a result of a buildup of cholesterol in the arteries supplying blood and nutrients to the brain.
Yeah, and a whole lot of stress that makes it release, I think, that it was a very stressful day that day.
Any of the symptoms that you have related to the TIA,
Oh.
do you see them as being affected by the stress?
Yeah, I guess it has gotten better because I don't have the little blanket stop and think so much anymore. That I had a time when I could say something, I have to kind of like, where do I go with this? What do I say? Because when the TIA happened, I knew everything that was going on around me. I just couldn't respond. But it started out with my right foot spasming, and neighbor who was a retired RN, called me and she looked at me, and I couldn't respond to her. And she just looked at me and she goes, "Oh my God, Shirley, you're having a stroke." Yeah, I don't think I'm having as many blank spots that I was having before I started the restore. I could be in the middle of a conversation and just have to stop and try to think where I was going with my conversation. And it's greatly improved. And I'm so thankful. God is just being so good to me right now. It's like unbelievable. I'm just so thankful I've got my mental abilities.
That is amazing.
Okay, so James Gibson and I were talking to a friend of ours who was having memory issues. You two had been dealing with high blood pressure for an extended period of time. It was affecting his memory. That was, one of the outcomes. But unbeknownst to me, a few weeks before, James had a stroke himself. And this is kind of instructive, I think, to listen to our conversation because, as I said, may not know you had one. That's where those signs and symptoms that Dr. Dan was just talking about could come in handy. So,
James, you recently had a health challenge.
On September 7th, my wife looked at me and she thought I was having a stroke about 10 o'clock in the morning. And I said, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. And then about 5 that evening, she came back to me again. And I called my primary doctor. And he told me to go to Sibley Hospital. And when I got there, they said I did have a stroke.
Tell me how you woke up feeling that day.
I felt the same way I always felt.
So you didn't feel any differently. What made you think you had a stroke?
She just said that my mouth was twisted to a certain extent.
Okay. So the stroke was mild.
Yeah.
You just had some facial paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
And that you had not noticed.
I hadn't, no.
So did you look in the mirror at all that day?
I did. I did, and my face looked a little bit funny, but I didn't think it was a stroke until about 5 o'clock that evening. And she looked at me again, and she said, you have to call your primary doctor. Once I called him, we left and went to Sibley Hospital.
Okay.
And they did a lot of examination on me, and they said, indeed, I did have a stroke.
All right. What else did they say?
Well, I stayed in there from the 7th to the 10th. After I was released, I got home care. Instead of sending me to a rehab, they was having people come to my home doing occupational therapy. And I haven't gotten a physical therapy yet, but speech therapy.
So I was talking to you, I think it was the day before yesterday, and I couldn't tell enough of a difference in your speech to even mention it. But what were they saying?
Well, the nurse at the hospital was saying that she didn't like the way I was pronouncing my words. And one of the words that I pronounced, I was reading off a menu, and it says provide, and she didn't like the way I pronounced provide. And the speech therapist, she got some exercises that I'm supposed to do every day with my mouth, holding my tongue out, different things.
All right. What else did they have in mind for you?
Oh, well, I'm still going to rehab. I have an appointment Monday, and I have 3 more appointments. That's the occupational therapy.
What did the occupational therapy involve?
Getting me to walk and show me exercises, different exercises to do.
Okay, so you had some issues with your walking?
Yeah. In fact, I did have a big issue with my walking. Seemed like after the stroke, I wasn't walking. I wasn't walking, so I was walking. They gave me a walker, and I was using the walker to get around with. That I can walk up and without the walker.
Okay, so you were there all day before your wife finally said go to the hospital. Had you not noticed any differences in your walking then?
Some I was, yeah. But looking like it came down on me once I was in the hospital even more.
How were you supplementing with Mito prior to the stroke?
Before that, I was doing like 4 droppers, but now I'm doing 8 of the droppers, 2 teaspoons.
Gotcha.
And last evening I did 3 teaspoons,
Mm-hmm. If you had to do anything different leading up to that stroke, in hindsight, what would it be?
Well, if I knew about that, I would have taken more Restore. I used the Rejuvenate pretty well, but was just taking 4 millimeters of the Restore at the time, but now I take 8 millimeters.
Okay.
And I can, like I said, today I was able to walk without the walker.
Okay, Jay, thanks for sharing that.
Thank you for talking to me.
I think part of the takeaway here is please take your blood pressure very seriously. We can kind of get used to it, and we really need to step up our game. All the things that Dr. Dan was talking about, that he sure went over in the nutritional counseling about, just general fitness, your exercise, and certainly your supplementation, taking more of our Mito technology. Now, let me point this out. We're going to talk Lindsay and Francis Register in a moment, but let me acquaint you with our process, particularly if you haven't been on very many of these calls. We don't make any attempt to try to diagnose, treat, or cure diseases, even though we're talking about one right now. Our approach is to help people regrow their mitochondria so their bodies can fix themselves the way it was intended to happen. And you got to find your right amount that you need to take, right, along with doing all the other common sense things that anyone should do, again, with respect to your diet, with respect to your exercise, and so forth. However, we end up with a lot of people, like I said, with strokes. Bill Critchfield came to us with having had, 7 strokes and 6 heart attacks or something like that, with 18 medications. And as a result of regrowing his mitochondria, he's not on any medications now. Okay? But this brings me to the case of Lindsay Register. So he's had a stroke, and like a number of people, bedridden for years. Dr. June was just telling me this morning about him, because he had known the Register family for some time. So there's 3 parts of this. We're going to work through all 3 of them. Then I want to talk to the Register. So do star 5 on your phone, if you would, so we can find you on the panel. Okay? Francis and Lindsay Register. I've got the pleasure of talking to Lindsay Register. Lindsay, please tell me what your health concerns were before you were introduced to Mito. What was happening with you, Lindsay?
I have something called APO.
AFib.
How does it affect you?
My heart do not beat in right. Yeah, I had a cough.
Say that once more. You had a what?
Stroke. Yeah.
Okay.
Says
Lindsay,
AFib,
what
and he's
caused you
had
to
a
have the
stroke.
He has the AFib, but he also, just before his stroke, he took his booster shot.
Yeah.
He don't know, he's thinking now that that may have also hoped to push him over because he already had the AFib.
Did he have high blood pressure?
Yes, he had high blood pressure.
Tell me about that blood pressure. How high was it?
He's saying before he had the stroke, his blood pressure had already gone down. He already had started taking other medications and other health food stuff. But he's been on blood pressure pills, I think, for about right after we got married. He got on blood pressure pills. So it's been like over 50 years, and he's still taking blood pressure medication.
Don't stop you from having a stroke, though.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So, Francis, how debilitated was he from the stroke? How did the stroke leave him?
The stroke left him with the whole right side is like numb. He has feeling in it now, in his hand, but he can't use it. He's able to walk now. Now, the stroke left him where he couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, and he's still not able to use that hand. So that's the way it left him.
Okay, so Lindsay had high blood pressure for a decade, right? Damaging everything. His heart, his brain. He could have had kidney failure also. Okay,
And so our process was to regrow mitochondria, put his body in a better position to fix itself. He's basically been bedridden at the point we meet him for years. Okay, let's go to part 2.
How long was he like that before you introduced him to Mito?
Almost 3 years.
3 years.
He had a history of high blood pressure, 50 years of it.
So he was like that
Right.
for 3 years
It
before
leaves
he
his
got on the
heart
MoreMito products.
paralyzed. It affects his voice, all of that. His mobility, I
Yeah.
assume, as well. Okay, now,
Exactly.
then you get on Mito. How long after being on Mito did you notice anything change at all?
After being on Mito, probably about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, he began to see differences. I began to see differences.
Tell me about
We could understand him better. And at that time, he went back to his doctor, and she was able to notice that he could speak clearer, that where she could understand him better. And he started walking better. He went back to therapy, went through that, but when he come out of therapy, he still was not able to walk like he's walking now. Since he's been on Mito, on the products, the Restore, the Rejuvenate, and the Renew, he's gotten to where he can not use his cane some. He'll walk, make a few steps now. Before, if he got up, you got to have the cane. Now he's able to get up out of his seat by himself. Before, we don't have to do that now. He can get up out of his seat, stand on his own, and start walking on his own. We don't have that to do anymore. He has come along, and with his heart, he just went to the doctor about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they told him that his cholesterol, all his numbers were great. At one point, they had told him he was borderline diabetic. This time, when he went back about 2 weeks ago, everything good. Heart is better than it has ever been. This is what they told him. The heart is better, and he's had this heart problem a long time. A long time.
How far back does that heart problem go?
2006. He said 2006. I think he was in the hospital in 2006. That's when they found out that he had that heart problem. So evidently it was before then, but we found out in 2006.
20 years or more of heart damage. Partial paralysis from the stroke, affecting his cognition, his voice, his balance, his mobility. 2 weeks on Mito, you notice it starts to turn around.
2 weeks.
How is he doing today? When you look at him today versus how he was then and couldn't do all those things, how does he look to you now?
He's looking so much better. I mean, it's like night and day. Now he go outside 2 or 3 times a day, walking outside by himself. He'll walk down the street with he have his cane now, but he's walking down the street with the cane, and he come back home, come on back in, and he's doing all this by himself. Open the screen door, step down the step, and go on out and walk. I'm telling you, just it's so much better, so much. I mean, before it was everything. Everything I had to do, but now I don't have to do it. I don't have to do all of it. It's just a blessing.
So, Lindsay, how does it feel, Lindsay, for you to have that kind of freedom for the first time in years?
Yeah, it feels good. It's great. I do so much better now.
We look forward to you doing even better. Thank you both for sharing.
Yeah.
Awesome testimony. If y'all know people that have had
Okay,
strokes,
so
you want to
2
get the
weeks
information
now.
to them.
This speaks to how critical it is to regrow mitochondria, right?
Mhm.
And he'd have spent more decades like that otherwise. I mean, all the treatments that he was given, that was fine. But that still left that other area to get into that apparently you can only get into if you regrow that mitochondria. Okay, part 3.
Before y'all go, what was that you were saying the other day about you're feeling better than you have felt in many, many years? Oh, yeah. Yes, I was just saying that since I've been on the products and everything, I feel I'm getting around better. I'm getting older, but I'm doing better. It's like the age, the number is there, but I do more now than I did when I was younger. Even my kids tell me that I do more. I'm more active now. I do more than I did when I was younger. So I'm doing good. And like I said, I'm about to hit 75.
There you go.
Wow, awesome.
That's a better number.
That's it. Not getting older, getting better.
Thank you for that. All right. So that was Strong Tomorrow talking to Francis, the caregiver, right? The whole family really benefited from this experience, and that's what we love to see. Okay, not just the person with the issue, but the caregiving people as well. In this instance, it was Francis. Okay, we're gonna get to Q&A in a moment. I hear from Francis and register family. I also want to hear from James Clark. James, if you're on the line, and any other of our people who are recovering from a stroke, you're on the line. Just start by. We want to hear from you in the Q&A. We'll go right to registering them when we start the Q&A. But before we do, Dale, do we have our partner Mick McQuillan online with us today? Dale, are you there? Are you with me, Dale?
I am here and I'm checking for Mick. Give me just a second.
Okay.
He has been with us and then bumped off. But we got him. Let me unmute Mick.
If y'all know somebody that has strokes, y'all want to give them a number, get them on this call so they can get this information so they'll learn how to build their mitochondria.
Ireland, probably the biggest, and even in Europe. Mick, join us, please.
Roger, how you doing? You gotta love that last lady. You gotta love that last lady. Getting older, but getting better. I love that. I'm gonna keep that for myself, that one.
Yes.
You know, amazing. I nearly missed this week because our clocks went back an hour. So I was waiting till 5 o'clock, you know, like normal, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call to say, don't forget, you know, that the call's going to be on an hour earlier, right? So thank God for that call. So look, great to be here. I never try and miss it. I never miss a Saturday if I can help it. And of course, like Roger was saying, my wife Kate and I, we have this amazing business called Pet Sitters Ireland, Ireland's largest, most recommended, most trusted, and that business, you know, really helps pet owners feel better about something that makes them feel bad. And it's the main reason why we love the Petlife product. It's the reason why we got involved, because of the Petlife product, because, you know, it helped me feel better about something that I was feeling bad about with my dog Coco. And if you've heard my story before, you know what I'm going to say. But if you're new and you haven't heard it, you know, my dog Coco, she was 12 years old. You know, she could barely get up the stairs. She's dragging herself up the stairs. You know, like her back legs are just like stabilizers, and she's dragging herself up with her front legs. It's hard to watch, you know. And we were looking for something. We were looking for something to give her, you know, to try and make her better, you know, make her life, you know, better. And you know, we came across this company, and we reached out to Roger, reached out to Dell. They send us this little care package. I give it to my dog at 10 o'clock in the morning, and at 5 o'clock that night she runs up the stairs. It was like unbelievable. We didn't believe it, but things just kept getting better every day. It was more improvement, more improvement, more improvement. You know, now we share this with customers, you know, all over the world. We have a customer in Cyprus whose dog was diagnosed with kidney failure. 90 days after being on this product, you know, they went back to the vets, got more blood work done, no more kidney failure. How does that happen? You know, well, it happens by regrowing mitochondria, right? That's how it works. You know, one of our customers down in the south of Ireland, you know, down in Wexford, Jerry, you know, she's using it with her dogs at the moment. She spilled a little bit on her fingers. She suffered with arthritis on her fingers. She started rubbing it into her hands. You know, her fingers feel better, her hands feel better. You know, these products are incredible. And if you're not using them, give them a try. see how they work with you. What does Roger say? Mix them with your DNA, see what happens. You know, that's all you can do. Give it a try. You know, you've heard the stories here. I love listening to them. They're so inspirational. You know, that lady's talking about getting older and getting better. Isn't that what we want? We want to get older, and as we get older, get better. You know, and there's so much opportunity in this company, you know, to help you in so many different ways. And I'm sure Dale's going to get into that, and Roger's going to get into that. But this is just an amazing time to be getting involved with us. You know, we're coming up to the end of the year. We're going into 2026. You know, and there's real opportunity, you know, for you to go to a Christmas event, looking and feeling the best of me you felt in a decade. Why not? Amazing. Roger, thank you so much for the opportunity. You know, it's, you know, we're so privileged and proud to be part of this. And listen, where else would we be? Right here on a Saturday.
Holiday times are coming, y'all. This is give the gift of health. These make great gifts. Purchase a bundle for somebody. Everybody needs this. Every human and every pet.
About strokes, we're going to get a little bit into kidney failure, and we're going to get to our hands. All right, let's do that right now. Let's at least talk to the Register family first, and then we'll do the commercial after that. Okay, as we take a break for the hands.
Fantastic. I've unmuted the register.
All right. Do we have Dr. Joy as well? Dr. Joy, star 5 on your phone as well. Okay. All right. Do I have Francis and yeah, here she is right here. Give me Dr.
I've got her unmuted. All right, Dr. Joy as well. There you go.
So Dr. Joy, you had known Francis and Lindsay for a while. You were telling me as we try to get an update from them on their progress that Lindsay's out and about town and whatnot.
Right. I remember when initially when we Francis and I would talk about health, Lindsay would be in the background saying, "What about me?" Because he had been in the bed almost 3 years, and he would always say, "What about me?" And so we started conversations about his health because we were always talking about his son. And I'm sure some of you remember the Lindsay's son with the foot, and they wanted to cut it off at the knee. And so he would just always say, and so then she started getting calls after we started working with him. You heard some of his conversation already, that she would get these calls from friends. Said, "Did you know your husband was down the street and around the corner? We saw him walking." They were very, very concerned. And it was just funny. And he was the biggest cheerleader for his family getting well. And it seemed like he knew that he needed his mitochondria as well.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that introduction. Francis.
Yes.
And Lindsay, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Lindsay. Lindsay, help us appreciate a little bit of the transition. You were in bed, Joyce, telling us, for 3 years. Francis gets you on this mito between Francis and Joy because of your working with your son. You get on this mito stuff, you start making this recovery. Okay, so kind of update us a little bit on where you are and how you're feeling.
Better now. I'm doing better. Much better. Now, I walk 3 times a day. 3 times. I walk. Better.
Okay.
He walks 3 times a day, y'all. He's doing better. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me talk to Francis for a minute.
Okay.
Well, Francis, give me your perspective on Lindsay's progress.
He's doing much better, as he said. He like you say, he go out on his own, walking down the street. Matter of fact, as Dr. Joe was saying, one day this week, he left the house and went round the corner to my daughter's house. He walked from the house to her house with his cane, but he did the walking. So I'm like, so we would think, I'm like, because when he started to go, I'm like, Lindsay, I don't think you need to do that. You don't need to try to go with that far around the corner, just walking. But he did. So, I mean, he's coming along great. He's doing much, much better. And if you could hear, his speech is getting better. The speech is getting better. He's doing better with the speaking. We can understand him better. And I was just telling him, I was listening to you saying about them, taking more, because he's only doing that, the 4 milliliters.
He's only taking
and
one
so
dose
saying, well, hey, you
of
might as well step
the
yours
Restore
up
Oil.
and,
Most people that had strokes are taking multiple times a day.
It was drawn all the way up, almost like to his chest. Now that hand has almost fell down, and I'm just saying, if the more we put that rejuvenate and cream on his hand, I think he'll start using it. I'm looking at him doing better.
And they mix some Restore Oil in the gel now.
Pick his leg up and down much better than he was doing before.
Awesome.
That is so great to hear. In fact, your whole family, we're going to do an episode of Mito Fix Your Family. I think you all going to be the first one. So thank you for sharing that, okay?
Again, y'all, if y'all know somebody that's had strokes, had a family member that's had strokes, you want to get them on this call.
Even the dog has gotten better at their house. Okay.
Or if you're watching this later, forward it to them.
Let me kind of
Same thing if somebody's had kidney failure.
And everything here, and then we'll do the commercial and we'll take the hand. So star 5 on your phone if you got a question or a comment. We're going to get to you shortly, okay? So at Mito, once again, we have this special technology Dr. Elliott created, regrowing mitochondria. You lose a lot of them as you go through life. We want to put them back because we know that major changes can happen in your health when we do.
Right.
We put this technology in 3 of our products. Restore, you hear us talking about as an oil-based product, got 2 superfoods in it at its base, olive oil and black seed oil. You can't buy either one of them at your grocery store. We internationally source these. We add 44 ingredients to them all together because we've got to touch every one of your organ systems. And in the case of someone that we're just talking about with a stroke victim dealing with paralysis and muscle issues and so forth, so critical that we do all of that. Your brain, your heart, your gut, your every organ system represented in those 44 ingredients that are in that Restore product, which is focused on cellular repair and organ regeneration, okay? As we bring back the energy level with part of the ingredients, and then again, as we address specific organ system needs with the others. Then we add to that Renew Brain and Body. The body part of Renew Brain and Body is different ways to regrow mitochondria with water-soluble ingredients. So we got the oil-soluble ones in Restore, it's an oil, right? And the water-soluble ones in the capsules to Renew Brain and Body. Why do we need to do it that way? Because Dr. Elliott could not find everything we needed to restore your mitochondria in one place. Again, some are water-soluble, others are oil-soluble. Then we've added to that the Rejuvenate. Rejuvenate is an amazing gel. You can take some of the Restore and put it in the Rejuvenate, maybe a teaspoon or so, right? Mix it up and put it wherever on your body you need it, face to feet. Anything having to do with your hair, your scalp, or your skin. If there's something on your skin that you'd rather not have there, a scar, a bump, a mole, you name it. You want to try Rejuvenate on it. But what we discovered, because he really just created it to be a skin cream, we didn't know it was going to work this way, is that it penetrates to the bone. So it can affect things that have to do with your mobility, any aches and pains and that kind of thing that you have in your joints, because that's what can happen when you regrow mitochondria in that fashion. Okay. So together, all 3 of these are addressing health from a mitochondrial perspective with specific ingredients that pertain to different parts of your body. And also being able to place it right where you need it using that Rejuvenate product. Okay. So that's kind of how we're structured here. Again, we make no attempt to diagnose, treat, or cure diseases specifically. All we want to do is regrow your mitochondria, and we can marvel at all the things that your body can do once that is the case. Okay. So again, that's our process. And with that, El Bonet with the commercial.
Thank you, Roger. Listen, everybody, you get these incredible products at MoreMito.com, MoreMito.com, then /, type in your username, and hit enter. You're
It's in
going to
the
be at your
description, y'all.
website now. You know it's your
If you're
site because
watching
your
this on
name is at the
Facebook,
top
you
of the
can
page.
inbox
So
me.
is your phone number and your email, your WhatsApp, if you put that in there. That's where you send people to learn more about the products. They can read about the ingredients, see the entire list. They can read about the XDS. They can just see the history of how these products came to be and what they can do. They are also going to be able to listen to a selection of testimonials, things we've talked about today. And most important, they can purchase from you. They can't buy from the company. They have to buy from you. But better yet, they can join
If you're ready to
and
purchase,
join
look
the
in the
company.
description and
we
tell you how to
created a
go in there and create your
one-of-a-kind
free
group of
customer
products.
website.
Nothing works like the UltraMito line, where we created a one-of-a-kind company to support them. There's no cost to join MoreMito. There's no fee to be here. There's no monthly fee. There's no purchase requirements. You don't have to be on auto ship to participate in the compensation plan. Even the websites we give you are free. And if you decide to participate in the compensation plan, you're going to see that it's like nothing else you've ever seen anywhere else. It's logical, it's simple, and it's quick. We don't pay you once a month or once a week or even once a day. When somebody makes a purchase, your compensation is in your back office waiting for you to send to yourself. Once you've been verified, we've verified your email and your phone number so that we know you're real and not a shyster. Once you're verified with us, then you either have, as a referring customer, Mito Cash. That means you can buy all the products you want to. You can spend it on shipping, even send it to other people, or you can upgrade to a paid rep. That's also free. And now you can send it through the new Stripe Connectivity Supercharged ACH. It's worldwide. Send the money to your bank account quickly and securely, or send it to PayPal or to your Venmo card. Listen, you've never seen products like these. If you were going to make an incredible product, you'd make these. You've never seen a company like this. If you wanted to create a company that was fair, treated people equitable, didn't play games with, gee, this leg didn't balance with that leg, sorry, you don't get the money. Baloney. If you created something legitimate and secure, you'd create what we did. We've done everything we can do for you except the thing we can't do, and that's talk to the people that you know. You are surrounded by people whose lives would be better if you told them about these products and they started to use them. We've got a support team at customer service. The phone number's at the bottom of your website, 509-593-3300. Call if you need help with signing up, if you need help with placing an order, if you've just got questions. So the first place to go for all those answers is your upline. But you can also call customer service, or you can send a ticket. Listen, we're here to help you get the message out. Don't keep what you know. You have, in effect, an incredible secret. Don't keep it under a basket. Let the world know that it's here, and let us reward you for doing it. Roger, if I left anything out, tell me. I'm going to turn this back to you.
You're great, Dale. We got two opportunities here. I think the first one's pretty obvious. Is give this technology a try. Put it together with your DNA and see what your body comes up with. Maybe you've got a specific health concern, or maybe you just want to be as healthy as you can possibly be for as long as possible. Either way, we know that more mitochondria can have an impact on that. And also, more people need to hear what you've been hearing today, in fact, on every one of our health and wellness calls. So if this notion of helping people with this extraordinary technology that Dr. Elliott has created appeals to you, and being able to make major changes in your life and the life of others, by all means, affiliate with us and let's see what we can do together. Maybe you just want to earn enough to be able to get more product or have more product for your friends and whatnot. I was talking to Frank Provenzano earlier this week. Last year, Frank Provenzano gave away $30,000 of product to help other people. Okay? What a generous guy.
Yes.
Of course, he had a lot left over for himself as well. But if any of that appeals to you, or maybe you're a professional marketer, you've been looking for an exclusive technology, nobody else has got it. You can't go on the internet and find it, or go down to Walmart and buy it, and that appeals to you.
This is it.
We got room for you too. Okay?
Right.
So, hey, let's see what we can do together. Okay, Dale, we got double-digit hands once again, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Hope you guys are
A lot
taking
of people
notes.
have questions.
Hope you've shared this information,
Right.
forwarded to
So
other
as we
people as
work our
well.
way to Mickey
We have a
Riley,
lot of people to help.
let's see who
Everybody
that
has mitochondria,
Riley's
so
caller right
everybody
above
needs
her.
this.
Number ends in 7140 is.
Fantastic. From Florida, I've unmuted you. Give us your name and ask your question. Who's with us?
Oh, hi, this is Arlen. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, go ahead with your question.
Make sure you're taking notes.
Well, I'm 43 years old, and I was diagnosed with lung cancer, non-small cell carcinoma. And what they did was that they gave me an immunotherapy, an oral pill that I have to take morning and twice a day, 4 pills in the morning, 4 pills, at night. I mean, with food, and it gives you. Oh, by the way, Esmeralda linked me to you guys. And basically, since I got diagnosed when COVID started, and they gave you radiation. It was metastatic. So depending on my blood work, I was able to take the immunotherapy pills. They're called Alecensa, as known as Alexa.
So I understand condition. Get to the question that you have for us. Let me respond to it. Go ahead.
Oh, well, yeah, because they say that some of the cancer are linked parasite. So I'm interested in I don't know. Then it came back to my head because I stopped taking the medication for like 6 months. So I don't know. I'm just looking for something else to do to see if I can, get better.
Okay, so let me respond. Okay, let me put cancer in perspective for everybody. First of all, cancer is normal in the sense that everyone on this call right now has cancer cells in their body. Produce about 10,000 a day. You don't normally know about it because that's how effective under normal circumstances your immune system is at getting rid of it and not letting them grow. But if they catch a blood supply, they can explode and become noticeable and a problem, okay? Now, you're on immunotherapy. Let me speak to that. So the medical profession and what we're doing are somewhat similar. In immunotherapy, they're trying to boost your immune system so your immune system can fight harder against the cancer cell. Typically, it's had historically about 20% effectiveness. If a person has the right genetics and whatnot, gut biome, etc., then it can be highly, highly effective and very, very, very promising. Okay. President Jimmy Carter extended his life a long time by using that. Now, what we're doing is different though in this way. We are regrowing mitochondria, so as a way to amplify what the body already does. It has dedicated cells that hunt 24/7 for cancer cells. They're called NKs, natural killers. Okay, if they identify a cancer cell, they attach themselves to that cell, and they inject a toxin. Yes, your body makes poison into that cell to kill it. They got to reload and do it all over again. So we've had a lot of practice at this as people who've used our technology to regrow their mitochondria have reported to us, all manners of cancers. So I would expect the same kind of results with you, and in terms of regrowing your mitochondria and allowing your body to fight harder. And with respect to parasites could be a potential source of cancer just because of the inflammatory situation that they can create, the toxicity that they create, right? And the formulation turns out to be extremely anti-parasitic. We talked about that actually last week. If you go back and get last week's call, you hear about all the amazing things people reported, parasites coming out of their face, out of your ear. It kind of makes them want to run for the nearest exit, so to speak, okay? So it's very anti-parasitic. But again, the whole approach is your body is already fighting these things. We just help it fight a lot harder. So that's how we work, and there's been quite a bit of success doing that. If you'd like us to have a continued conversation, get with Esmeralda, she can get you back to me and we can talk further. Okay?
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Fantastic.
Great having you on.
Thank you.
Okay. Mickey Riley.
Mickey, I've unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Hi, I just raised my hand when you all asked for those to raise their hand who had stroke issues. And the reason why I associated or started taking the product was at the time I had a dragging left leg. And I did have a TIA, and I was constantly going on stroke alert, slurring, just symptoms. But by the time I would get to the hospital and they would do my workup, it would resolve itself. Just my testimony about taking MoreMito. In about a week and a half after me taking it, the dragging sensation in my leg subsided. And I swear by taking it daily. It has helped me neurologically. Not long, maybe a year or two before taking MoreMito, I had tremors. After a TIA, it was like I was a bobblehead. So just many neurological issues that I don't experience any longer by taking MoreMito daily. So I just suggest anybody that can take it. It does a wonder of things, but it definitely helps with symptoms like that.
Hey, thank you, Mickey. What a timely contribution to our call today. How long had you had those stroke symptoms, by the way?
I had started dealing with stroke symptoms in 2019 after I purchased my home, July the 24th. So it had been happening until it's been about 2 years since I started taking MoreMito.
Right.
So I was having symptoms in between. I was at the hospital, extremely high blood pressure. I probably went to the hospital 3 times with stroke symptoms. Was in the car with my son and just started slurring as I was speaking, just different. But in 2019, I had tremors.
Okay. Yep. And what year did you start with Mito?
I started 2 years ago in September.
2023. Okay, so how quickly did those symptoms start to resolve after you started using Mito?
So for the leg issue, it took about a week and a half. I had other issues, like I had tingling feelings in my arm, just extreme stress. And so I had neurological issues with that, rolling sensations in my head and in the back of my head, in my brain. And it's all of those things subsided, but the dragging of the leg subsided in about a week and a half.
A week and a half after her getting
and
on
how
the
long
products.
had you been hypertensive prior to the stroke issues?
How
long have you had high blood pressure?
Since my early 30s.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I think this helps too with stress. Yeah, because mine was stress related, not weight related or anything. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so happy to hear you got some relief from that with the regrowing of mitochondria. Thank you again, Mickey.
If you have high blood pressure, you definitely need to get on the products, as you can see.
All right.
High blood pressure is behind a lot of
mentally, physically,
serious
and
ailments that's going on.
And this is a perfect example Mickey just gave us. All righty. Tremello in New York.
All right, Tremello, I've unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Hi, this is Spice. I had called in a few months ago, and I was losing a lot of weight, and I spoke to you, and the weight was like really crazy. So I asked if I should get off the MoreMito. You told me no, but I stayed on it. But then the weight was so bad that I came off the MoreMito, the drink, the one to drink. And then I came to New York, and I took some tests, and all of a sudden, there's something on my pancreas, there's a mass there, a whole bunch of stuff going on into my body. And then they told me to get off, supplements. But last week, 2 weeks ago, and I was talking, when there was a guy on the call 2 weeks ago, and he was talking about parasites. And somehow all of these things that go up to my body, all of the biopsies that they're taking, they can't find anything. So I'm just saying maybe it was parasite that was coming out, and then I stopped taking the MoreMito, and it stuck on my pancreas or something like that. Because this guy scared me last week about that parasite stuff.
Right.
I'm still going through tests. They can't find anything. The mass is on my pancreas, and I spoke to Dr. Dan 2 weeks ago. Dr. Dan, when I was going to take the surgery for my knee, I had very high white blood cells. He told me to take the silver. I took it. I went back for the test. I was fine. So that's wanted to know because he wanted me to let him know. So this is just, what I have to say. Could it be parasite that was coming out? And when I stopped taking it, it just started automatically.
Anything it is possible. But we don't have to worry about the diagnosis, right? Your body knows where it is and what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you continue to support it with the Mito and whatnot, then it'll be able to address it far better.
Mm-hmm.
Are you back on Mito now?
Oh yes, definitely yes. I'm back on the full thing.
Okay. So just stay with that, and as you may have heard on that call, it really assists your body by supporting its fight against parasites specifically, in addition to bringing back energy generally. Okay? So just stay on it. If you can take more, by all means do that, because you are facing a serious situation, but we've had any number of people have those masses go away after the mitochondria being regrown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you for that.
All right. Thank you, Spice.
This is how we learn. We get on here and
we
we get this information. Knowledge is power.
Right above Spice on the panel.
Yes, we do. Wireless caller is 3986 is the ending of your phone number. Give us your name and ask your question.
Okay, my name is Debbie Bracy. I was contacted by Marie at the Senior Expo on yesterday. My question is, I was diagnosed in 2023 with lymphedema, lipedema. I don't know if you know anything about that, but I wanted to know how this product would help me with the heavy legs, the pain, and I've been also diagnosed with the chronic vein insufficiency. I have blockage in my legs, and they're going to do a procedure in this month, November, to close that valve that won't close the normal way. So they're going to shut it so it'll open and close the right way. I've had this procedure done in 2022, and now they're going to do it again now, 2025. So what are the chances of this product helping my lymphedema, the chronic vein disease? Is there any side effects? Do I need to see my primary doctor and get an okay before I take it?
Okay, let me respond. It's always a good idea to keep your doctor in the loop on anything having to do with your health. But as Dr. Dan, I'm glad to see he's back up here. I want him to come back a minute. I want him to talk about circulation in relationship to the circulation issues that you're having. Okay, let me get Dr. Dan. Dr. Dan?
Okay, Roger.
Yeah, I want you to talk about her circulation issues as it pertains to what we do.
Well, the first thing I think of when I start seeing pooling of fluids in the lower legs is that the heart's not pumping strong enough. And that means that the energy of the muscle fibers of the heart don't have enough energy that they once had. So by increasing the mitochondria, you're going to make for a stronger heart. A lot of people, I say more people die of congestive heart failure, which is a weak heart, than they do of a heart attack. We call it natural causes, but it causes pneumonia and everything else. So when you strengthen the heart, then the body can start clearing itself of the fluids. Then there's also the lymph system that is affected by the mitochondria. And deep breathing exercise and raising your arms above your head helps pump the lymph system. The lymph system doesn't have a heart. It's the expansion of the lungs, of the rib cage, that pumps the rib cage. Pumps that. So when people are sedentary, that they're not breathing deep enough, and so they need to practice breathing from the belly and expanding the rib cage.
Dr. Ed.
Okay.
Also, make sure you talk a little bit about the physical therapy aspect of this to help her with that circulation.
Well, she needs to. I don't know what she's capable of, sometimes what I would walking a stationary bike would be fantastic for her. But if she can't do that, there's things you can buy, like there's a little red light deal where you put your feet on it, contracts your leg muscles, it contracts your feet, and shines a red light up through the feet. And that, for people that are really sedentary, not by choice, but by inability to walk, that's a good choice too. And there's even these little stationary bike things you put underneath your table that you maybe work on your computer that you can do that. We got to increase the circulation. If you can walk, walk. If you can't walk, get you a stationary bike, a recumbent bike, and bicycle while you're watching TV, and get the circulation going. That's going to make a great deal of difference. So when we add the restore and the renew and building up the mitochondria, it's the exercise together is going to really work hand in hand in building up the mitochondria faster and building up the circulation. And the body will create new blood vessels and everything else in response to exercise.
Yeah. So let me add this to what Dr. Dan said, Debbie. The restoring of the mitochondria is going to physically make you stronger everywhere, including your heart. And there's also a mental and emotional aspect of this, because a lot of people don't exercise because they don't feel like it. They don't have that, initiative. We call it emotional intelligence when people start feeling more like doing the things that they know they need to do. So that will happen as well. So it's just a complete approach. I mean, as we age, it gets harder for our body to fix itself because of that mitochondrial loss. Putting it back makes all that easy. Okay? So if you will do that, if you'll get on the technology, take it sufficiently, and then use these tips that Dr. Dan just gave you, I think you'll really increase your chances of getting well. Okay?
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
And Roger, have her rub that rejuvenate into her legs, down her calves, and start the rejuvenate gel with the restore. Because calves may be weak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
and I also had a hip. Would it affect my health with the? I had a hip replacement surgery, and that was in 2024. But I don't have any pain from it. But with the lymphedema in that limb, in that thigh, it causes me to have some swelling and a little bit of a, I don't know, it's a feeling that I can't describe. Heaviness, that's what it is.
Yeah. The lack of circulation is going to cause that heaviness. And also you may have shooting pain in those lower extremities as well. You may be experiencing. But just that, what we're emphasizing is that total approach to getting your circulation going, starting with our technology, increasing your strength everywhere by regrowing mitochondria and your coordination and everything. You hear people talk about getting that balance back, all this kind of stuff. But then further, you just putting in the work, okay, of getting all the exercise you comfortably can, all right? Then you're going to put yourself in your best position of having a great outcome. Okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, great having you on. Thank you, Dr. Dan. I'll put you back.
Because y'all that had hip replacements, get on it. Lipidina, get on it. Order yours now. Information's in the description. If you're on Facebook, inbox me.
Hello?
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, how are you? Brian Hayes and Esmeralda invited me. I had a question. I've been using the MoreMito product for about 3 weeks now. I just wanted to get some guidance on to see if I'm using it correctly for my issue. I suffered a stroke a few years back, so trying to as of now, I've been taking the Restore 3 times a day,
and the pills twice a day. And also doing the rejuvenate about really about twice a day. I do that when I do the pills. Is that about correct?
I would use rejuvenate and with some restoring it more often. I mean, 4, 5, 6 times a day is not too many.
That's right.
Right.
Okay.
Put it
Rejuvenate
specifically
the
where
restoring
you may be having any issues.
Okay, and that's left arm, leg. So just kind of spread it out.
Yeah. So work.
That area.
Yeah. So work them. And how much restore total? How much restore total a day are you taking? Now you told me how many times, but how much total are you taking for the day?
Restore. So I'm doing 2 of the droppers each time I take it.
So he's only doing 1 dose.
So you're taking 6 droppers. How high in that dropper are you bringing? Are you bringing it all the way to the milliliter line? Because it's different marks on that dropper.
All the way to the milliliter line, correct.
Okay. So you're taking 6 milliliters. That's like a dose and a half. As always, you can benefit by taking more, but you are getting some benefit from what you're taking. But if you want to accelerate it, by all means, take more. I mean, I double and triple dose every day. Okay, and just to keep up with what I got to keep up with. So you got a lot of room to add to that if you're in a position to.
More the better.
Okay.
And can improve it even more. Get in there even better.
You just got to keep going, doing what you're doing.
But at least start out with 1 dose,
again,
which is 4 milliliters.
It's not our stuff doing anything, right? We're just feeding your cells in such a way that they can. So you're going to need to continue that process and give your body a chance to work it out.
Okay.
Yeah, feed your body with this.
All right.
This is considered a food.
All right.
All right.
Your body knows what to do with your mitochondria being built. Your body knows how to fix itself.
Up a little bit so I can see. How about Lorenzo Austin?
All right, Lorenzo, I have unmuted you from Canada. Go ahead with your question. Lorenzo, we cannot hear you.
Hello? Hold on.
There you are.
You here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. How you guys doing? You're doing a great job.
See, we got people listening from all over. They want this knowledge.
I'm calling on behalf of my godchild. A few months ago, I mentioned that he has autism. Okay, he has plenty of energy. He's not speaking, and I do have some eye contact with him. He weighs about 100 pounds down, and he's 3 years old. I'm in the middle. I just made his order yesterday. How many milliliters should I start him on?
Talking about the Restore Oil.
You can give him 2 for sure. He's 100 pounds. He's a big kid.
Yeah, right.
He's a big kid. So he has not begun yet. I mean, he will respond even with 1. So start with 1 or 2 and watch his progress from there.
Okay.
And make sure you're mixing that rejuvenate. Make sure you're mixing that restoring that rejuvenate and put it all around his head, the back of his neck.
Okay.
Or close his eyes, put it over his eyelids, like follow the skull around, so to speak. Okay. And the good news is that so far these kids are responding like almost immediately.
Oh, okay, sounds great. So
like the next day.
Oh wow.
One parent had his child slurring speech in the morning, came back in school talking regular. So
not awesome.
Okay.
We're happy to report things like that.
Okay, so like I say, he does have a lot of energy, but that will come down once he starts getting the natural stuff, correct? I mean,
yeah, it's about the inability to focus and
right,
kind of keep yourself modulated, so to speak. But all that seems to improve. It's like your body can sort itself out with this restoration of this mitochondrial energy. And I'm saying restoration as if a kid doesn't have a lot already. They do. And we didn't know that it would affect children in such a dramatic way, but it does. It's something about maybe it's the way their brains are able to reorganize themselves. When it has all these.
Someone is asking, what's the product? It's MoreMito. You get the information in the description. Look in the description, and you have the information on how to create your free customer website and where you can get the product.
Okay.
And after the live, we'll put even more information.
I can use that anytime of the day. It doesn't matter how many times, right?
Yeah, you can put the Rejuvenate, like I said, 4, 5, 6 times a day is not too many. You know, just do it. And I think the first time was just an accident where I think it was a grandparent of an autistic child who had bumped his head. Was putting it on the child's head because the head was hurt. And the next day was talking and never talked in his life.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
So by all means, you know, try that on that child and let us know how it comes out. Okay.
I will. 2 milliliters, right? That's the full tube, right?
Yeah, that's fine. And then use that Rejuvenate, you know, with some of it mixed in that, to get all the skin around his head and whatnot. So, because it'll get in his brain, we know that clearly. By doing that. Okay.
2 milliliters, which if you put it in
thank you, Lorenzo.
teaspoon, it's like a half a teaspoon.
All right. How about? We better get these announcements out here. Yeah, give me E-Day Underwood. I'm gonna be in Philadelphia on Sunday tomorrow with her, and Brenda Boyd and everyone else.
Fill us in.
So while they're waiting for E-Day, those of y'all that are asking some of the questions, I know certain information you may not want to put out over social media. Feel free to text me only, and then we can schedule a time if we need to talk. But you can text 817-320-2571, and I can get your questions answered
6578. Go ahead.
and send you certain information.
Okay, you
Again,
just
that's
talked about
817-320-2571.
The one that couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Was that the oil or was that the cream Rejuvenate? And you
that's the cream.
Part of the fall as well. Is that the same child that had the autism?
Yes, that is the Rejuvenate cream with some Restore in it. Mixed up.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So both of them on the eyelids and the back of the head?
Eyelids, back of the head, you know, all around
neck,
the skull around kind of thing.
All in the scalp.
What part of the back of the head, please?
All over
back of the neck. Back of the neck.
Back of the neck. You can also put it on the scalp because that gets into your brain.
Brain stem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how do I get the earlier call recording that was done?
You already enrolled with us? Are you already enrolled with us?
Yeah.
Okay. You can go to the announcement section. If you're on your computer, it'll be right at the top. And in there, there's a link that says, click here to listen to previous calls.
Yeah, but I don't see the earlier call. I only see the main call. Is that in a different screen?
No.
He just explained it, y'all. If you're a customer or you recently become a customer, then he's just sharing.
Click here to listen to previous calls.
How you can go back and listen to some of the previous calls. But then you can also go to the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie, because I normally record them live on the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie on YouTube.
In the brainstem
under conference calls. You go on the playlist, go under conference calls.
I put like a teaspoon in there. You experiment with a little bit, you'll see. You'll start turning orange.
Teaspoon of this.
And just shake it up.
Teaspoon, put it in here, shake it up.
Yeah.
Don't stir it. Put the top back on it and just shake it.
You're putting more oil than more cream, huh?
No. I just said a teaspoon. The jar of cream is 4 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
So you're putting a teaspoon in that jar of 4 ounces and shaking it up like the one I have in my hand right
in here. Shake it up.
Add a teaspoon of the oil to the whole bottle of cream?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jar of cream.
Jar of cream.
Yeah.
1 teaspoon of oil to a full jar of cream.
Yes.
Yes.
And shake it or stir it, either one.
Mr. Hill says shake it versus
you don't
stirring.
Need that much. Okay.
Yeah, I did it like James Bond, shaken not stirred, right?
Right. That's why he said that. There is a demonstration. I did a video.
A teaspoon to a whole jar, is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you can do it to your taste. Some people like it even oilier than that, and that's okay.
Right.
But it doesn't need to be anywhere near 50-50. Okay.
It sure does not.
So teaspoon of
Right,
oil.
because we're using.
There's a
we're
video on
using,
Health and Wealth Show with
cream
Stephanie.
as a
It shows you
carrier
how to mix
for the
it.
oil.
Mix the oil into the
Rejuvenate
Rejuvenate
cream
Gel.
is designed to be transdermal and carry nutrients through the skin, right? And you can also just take the Restore and put it on the skin. You can just put it on the skin, but
you can put some of this on your skin. I do it a lot too.
There's a couple different ways you can do this, but the most convenient way is just mix a bit of it, a teaspoon like we're talking about, in that jar. Shake that jar up, and then just apply it.
Thank you.
All right, great having you on.
Y'all know people with autism, they definitely want to get this bundle ASAP, the Renew Body and Mind bundle. The information is in the description. If you're on Facebook, you can send me inbox me.
Okay, I believe I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me?
I believe you are, yes.
Okay. I'd like to add, if we recall back to, I think, a young lady who mentioned she had stroke symptoms and she was on the MoreMito, but I haven't started mine yet. I have the 3-pack with the cream and the oil and the pills.
This is what
I wanted to make sure that what I was about to start taking would be the same as what she started using, but I didn't hear which one she was using.
Okay, so let me answer that. All of them, okay? We have these in a bundle because, as I said earlier, all these bioactive ingredients that we need to grow mitochondria aren't in one place, so that we have them throughout the 3 products: Restore, the oil, brain and body, the capsules where we got the water soluble ingredients. And you're going to combine some of that Restore with the cream to rejuvenate, right? And apply that specifically where you need it. So it's kind of an ensemble approach, okay? Not just a thing, all of them.
Okay, so you're sure what I have in that 3-pack is what she was successful with her stroke-like symptoms?
Yeah. Do you have a brain? What bundle do you have? Do you have all 3 products? You have Restore, Brain and Body, and Rejuvenate? Okay, then that's the one. Yeah, let's go with it.
You have all 3 of these.
All right, thank you, Mary.
I hear somebody was having the same issues I was having and was successful with it, although I haven't started yet. But thank you for taking my call.
Okay, Mary.
That's why people need to be on a call so they can get the knowledge. See, she got it. She knew she needed it, but she still had questions on how much she should take. She got on here and got that information.
Right. Marvin, I've unmuted you. Go ahead. Hello?
Yeah.
We got you.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Miss Mary, you put yourself on mute. Praise the Lord, my MoreMito family. This is Mac and Put Social McGee out of the cold but sunny South Carolina. I have an individual on the phone that she just got out of surgery, and I don't want her to talk, yet she deals with lymphedema. One of her grandchildren has autism. So, it just so happened that I'm able to come to the front of the call, not because of Mr. Hill, it's because God allowed it to happen. How can I come to the front of this call this fast? And this lady is like my mama, and she's been dealing with lymphedema for a long time. She has no clue about what's going on. She wanted to get off the phone. I told her all you gotta do is just be quiet and listen. So y'all, please let her know what MoreMito and the mitochondria is. She's been retired. She is a server. She loves the Lord. She has a huge family that she takes care of. So again, lymphedema. She's in her 70s. She might be like 76.
Okay.
Look, 65. Yeah.
Right. I think I got the picture, Mac.
Okay.
So, Mac,
I'm set up.
Were you all listening? Because we had exactly that same question.
No.
No, she had just got on the, when the lady was talking, the spirit told me to call her, and she just so happened to pick the phone up. I'm saying no.
I see. Okay, so our approach is to regrow mitochondria as a way of helping the body do everything it's already trying to do much better. Why does that work? It works because you've lost a lot of mitochondria as you've aged. We're going to put it back, so now the body's going to work better, literally in every way, because everything your body is trying to do takes energy, and you've lost that, right? So with that being replaced, now your body's going to be able to do things like manage that inflammation better, increase your circulation, which is we're listening to Dr. Dan talk about the importance of the strength of your heart, where things like lymphedema are concerned, because your body's got to go pump blood from your heart all the way to your foot. That's the farthest from your heart, right? It's got to turn the corner and come back. And if that's not flowing quickly enough, it's going to puddle, so to speak, right? It'll seep out. And that's how you start getting that lymphedema creeping up from your foot. Or it can go all the way up your leg. The leg can end up being much bigger than it would otherwise. So, is she listening? Matt? Is she listening to me?
She did.
Okay. Okay, so you want, okay, so you want to use all three of these products, the Restore product, the oil, its purpose again, cellular repair and organ regeneration, the brain and body capsules, another way to grow energy and additional support for the brain. And then that gel that you can put the Restore in and put it specifically on that leg or whatever part you need to put it on, but do it frequently throughout the day, okay? So that's the general process, and people have gotten a lot of relief doing it, okay?
And also, Mr. Hill, her leg would leak. It would just be leaking, and they had to wrap it up and stuff and clean it and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so the skin can break down, okay? The skin can break down. But again, skin has mitochondria too. So when we restore mitochondria, that's why you want to put that oil into that gel and then put it on there so the skin cells can absorb it and get healthier in the process. Okay, she's got to get on it. She's got to get on it and start using it, and then you'll really see. Okay.
Okay, I came in and just what Marvin was saying, so I don't even know what you're speaking of that you put on. You said something about some review.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Mac,
yes.
Call me back with her later today.
Okay.
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 Because we had a whole hour worth of this, right?
Yes.
And so
yes.
let's pay you some very special attention later, and we'll make sure you get completely caught up. Okay. Okay, Mac. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Who's next, Roger?
Okay. Terry from North Carolina.
All right, Terry, I have unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Hey Dale, hey Roger.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I just wanted to help out with a little bit of information regarding the sores on the legs, lower legs. Some people think that those are diabetic sores, but they're actually edema sores, meaning the extra fluid that's being held in that lower leg and ankles area. It has nowhere to go but to come out. It makes the blisters and it will come out and create sores. The company that Dr. Dan is talking about that does that massaging that will do through the feet, and also the same company recently came out with the one that you put on your legs, on your lower legs, and it massages that lymphatic system. It's called Neuro. N as in Nancy, OORO. And it's a great product. I have the ones that go on the lower legs and the one for the feet. It's a great product. They recently came out with one that has the red light. Now, didn't used to, just only used to use the frequency, but now it's using red light as well. So I wanted to help out with that. And there's that spot that Dr. Dan was talking about for the hip and sciatica, and that's actually kind of behind the bend of the knee.
and down towards the lower part of the calf. So it's basically about an inch or two down from that bend in the knee at the back of the knee, and then feel down that calf on the outside, and all you have to do is press there, and you'll know that you found the spot. Believe you me, you will know because it will hurt. So anyway, I thought I would just help out with that information, and much love to everyone. Thank you so much for the call. I take the store, use the Rejuvenate and all the products, so it's great. So thank you so much, Roger and Dan.
Okay, thank you, Terry.
So we thank Terry for
I'm a
that.
big advocate of red
Address
light devices.
something
Red
right
light
quick.
devices stimulate mitochondria. That's why I started
We have
working with them. I got several myself.
people listening from all
We
over.
already talked to
And
Terry,
if y'all
so we need
see
to
some of
put
the
our
comments
hand
where
down.
people are being
Yeah.
negative, just
Oh, yeah,
ignore
put her
the
hand
people
down.
being negative, because
Keep going.
9 times out of 10 they haven't done their
Esmeralda.
research. Because if they do their research, they will find out that this
Esmeralda,
is
I've
actually
unmuted you.
true.
Go ahead.
What we're sharing about the mitochondria.
Good afternoon,
Mitochondria is the
gentlemen. Many
powerhouse of your
blessings.
cells. Do your
Thank you so much.
research
I
instead of
feel so blessed
saying
that
that
God
this is
connected us.
untrue or it's a
This
scam.
is really,
Do
as you
your
know, sent by
research.
him.
Knowledge
Alright,
is
so really
power.
quick,
And lack of knowledge
if
can
anyone
cause
can
a lot
help
of people to
donate
be have
for
a
Patty.
form of
For
ignorance.
Patty,
Okay.
customer service knows who she is. She's suffering, she says, from Huntington disease. As you know, we
And I'm
got
meaning
her
that in a
brain and body
positive way,
bundle. That's
because
not
a lot
gonna
of
be
people,
enough.
they
She's
just don't
suffering
know,
right now
you know.
to
So
breathe, to move, anything. They want to put her in hospice, and she's refusing.
okay, for the person that just
So
said, how can
keep
you
her in
order?
prayer, please.
Then you can go.
And also, I wanted to say,
It's in the
anyone
description.
that's having
The
lung
website is
issues,
in the
take
description.
that Q-tip
It's
of that
moremito.com
mixture,
forward
the
slash
Restore
S
and the
Alford.
Rejuvenate,
It's
and put that
MO.
in your nose.
Okay, it's MOREMITO.com forward slash SALFORD. You can also text me at 817-320-2571 and I can send you the link. But once you actually go to moremito.com forward slash S Alford, then you're going to click join. Then you're going to click referring customer, and then it's going to ask you for just a little bit of information like name, address, phone number, email, username, password, and your customer website is up just like that. And then once you create your free customer website, then you want to log into your back office. To log into your back office, you're going to click login. Once you create your free customer website, go to your website, click login. You'll put in your username and your password. Then you go to shop MoreMito. And then you'll scroll down to the green button, and then you scroll down, and you want to make sure you get the Renew Body and Mind bundle. It's the Renew Body and Mind bundle. And you asked if I could repeat the phone number. Yes, the phone number is area code 817-320-2571. Again, 817-320-2571. And we will be happy to, get you all the information and help you get your free customer website so we can get you started.
Okay, so most
You're welcome.
often people just aren't applying that mixture of Restore Rejuvenate often enough. That's what I find. Once or twice a day, if you got a severe situation, just not enough. You got to feed those cells frequently, like 4 or 5, 6 times a day is not too many. I put it on my feet and stuff morning and night, just like a maintenance situation. But if I had some of the severe situations that people have, it would be a lot more. When I have a stress fracture foot, it was like, I don't know, I lost track. And also it's important to, at the same time, be using the Restore in the brain and body just for overall mitochondrial support.
Okay, now I've been on the MoreMito and of course, the Rejuvenate for quite a while, but I have started developing the swollen ankles and all of that so does that mean I need to go have my heart checked? Or could that be a kidney disease, or what could that be?
Well, you certainly should go to the doctor and get checked. Maybe that's some information that you need to know that he can only provide when you take those tests. Okay. The other aspect of this, though, is the physical therapy aspect. Like I try to emphasize anytime we're talking about these lymphedema situations, you got to keep it moving. With the exercise you heard Dr. Dan talk about, and you can go on the internet. You can go on the internet and look up lower leg circulation on YouTube. There's all kinds of doctors and physical therapists on there showing how to manipulate your legs and your feet every kind of way. Even just a simple act of walking. If you can walk, you know, if you can't, then maybe you got to do okay, if you can walk, and you're going to go out there and put in 30 minutes of walking a day or more, then you're going to help yourself a lot, because it will pump fluid. Just doing that, the action of your muscles will pump that fluid.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay?
I'll do it in my house and walk outside. It's too dangerous to walk around here.
Okay, let's do it in a safe place, like in your house.
Yeah, I can do it in my house. I can do it outside in my yard. Yeah, I can do more of that. All right. Well, thank you so very much.
All right, great having you on, Phyllis.
Yes, indeed.
Marva Lindsay in Ontario.
Marva in Canada. Go ahead, Marva.
Thank you for taking my call, Roger. Good day. First of all, let me congratulate you about the mitochondria.
We lost Marva.
I'm still here.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm here.
Continue.
Okay, thank you. Yes, so congratulations about the mitochondria story. Amazing. What I started doing is presenting to myself, so I could do better with my team. And it's so simple, yet so powerful. And I like the idea that we are all saying the same things, because it's people will understand it better. If you talk to 10 different people, get 10 different ways of telling the story, it's not good. So with all of us saying the same thing, it is so amazing, and I appreciate that. Another thing, I've been checking out myself with the Restore, and I find that the more Restore I use, the better results. So I went on with a friend of mine who actually I'm going to ask you if you could meet with this gentleman, because he's using like 3 bundles a month. It's something with his eyes. And I think he needs you now.
So he's purchasing 3 of these a month, 3 bundles. He's taking it serious.
When I did for a month, where I'm doing like 28 droppers for the day, 7 of the brain and body, and of course, you know, in that Rejuvenate, you know, we're best of friends. I saw so many changes, including the doctor taking down some of my meds. And so I'm committed to do every month. I want to do at least 1 week where I'm doing those numbers, because it makes a huge difference. Amazing stuff, because some of the things you don't even know, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that my hearing wasn't good. Now, Roger, I'm probably gonna have to put earplugs in this place now. My kettle is too loud. my air fryer is too loud. My heating system is too loud. I have to turn down my phone. I didn't even know that my hearing wasn't at the optimum level. So, you know, there's so many things. So right now, I'm just waiting to be able to get FedEx so I can get, I could order some stuff for myself. And another thing, one last thing, I need to ask you this. You know the problem in Jamaica right now with the hurricane, you know, people are misplaced and stuff. And I wanted to send some stuff down. Now, I can't afford to send bundles upon bundles, but can I just send the Rejuvenate?
Yeah, of course you can. Yes.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah, we have a company that we constantly bless people, because so many people have health issues and need stuff. So
the mitochondria story.
Mr. Hill is great in having it where we can bless other people.
So for that gentleman to meet with you, I think this week is going to be a busy week for you. But when could you be available, please?
Find out his availability, and then let me know, and I'll fit my schedule to that.
He's available anytime.
Okay.
Anytime
you got me on WhatsApp. Call me and let's do that.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Our CEO is awesome. He's helping a lot of people.
Brenda Board.
Love him.
In Philadelphia.
All right, Brenda, I've unmuted you. Go ahead.
As y'all can see, we're all over. You heard somebody from Canada.
Thank you very much for accepting my call. I just wanted to come on to let you all know that we are expecting quite a few people tomorrow in Philadelphia. I know eBay is probably out running around, and I just wanted to answer the call for her. So we are in West Philadelphia at the location and we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you, Roger, again for coming to Philadelphia. The location is in the back office, but the address is 434 North 54th Street, 54th and Westminster. Thank you very much.
So if y'all in the Philadelphia area, she said West Philadelphia, our CEO, Mr. Roger Hill, is going to that area. So create your free customer website, and then you can go in the back office and you can see the actual address and everything as to where he's going to be.
Thank you, Brenda. Okay, so Phyllis in Morristown, Pennsylvania, that's a different Phyllis?
It is a different Phyllis. Phyllis, go ahead and see the question. Phyllis.
Hello, Phyllis.
And guys, if you put your hand up, make sure you listen throughout the call. So if they call on you, you can go ahead and ask your questions or, you know, share your testimony or whatever it is that you raise your hand for.
Hi, good to talk to you. I have a question about the compensation. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Earlier, maybe a half hour ago, I heard that you don't have to have an automatic order in order to get your downlines kicked back from what they've ordered.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, but I was on the phone last week with Anita on customer service, and she told me the opposite.
Okay, there was a misunderstanding, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me explain
so let me
it. I'm familiar with this.
Go ahead.
Anita, if you don't have to purchase to be involved in the compensation. The way Roger built it, the company, the software will treat the first purchase underneath you as your purchase and qualify you for all the other commissions coming for the next 35 days. But on that first purchase, you don't have to buy anything. It qualifies you, but you don't get paid on your own purchase. So if it's a purchase that qualifies you, you get the benefit of the qualification, but you don't get a commission on it because it counts as yours. So the way to get commission on everything, and listen, we had an example of this with Bill Critchfield in his upline had done the same thing. I'll just let my folks qualify me. Well, the first order that came in was an $800 order. So a lot of people purchase the Dr. Dan call on an automatic basis, so they get all commissions.
Yes,
or
I do that.
Everybody needs something. They put themselves in for an automatic restore or rejuvenate or brain and body or the bundle, but you don't have to buy anything to participate. But that first order, you don't get paid a commission because it's treating it like it's your order. And that's the situation you were under. Does that make sense?
No, that's not what I'm talking about, though. I had canceled my automatic order. I hadn't gotten an order for a month or so, but my downline had ordered, and I would have gotten $25 from her. And she said I couldn't
That's only if it's on her first level. That may be what she's misunderstanding, y'all.
Automatic order.
Somebody just direct to you.
Oh, okay.
So, I just explained it. Why don't I give you a call back so you can see it online with me?
Right.
What I just described.
Because she's going to get y'all confused. Listen.
And then she told me that I had to go into the PDF and read a 13-page thing on the compensation plan, and I don't have the focus.
Okay, well, he's gonna call. He's gonna call you back, and if necessary, he'll read all those pages for you. Okay, but he's gonna explain it in detail with you being able to see it. All right, because we do want to straighten that out for you.
And y'all, the PDF that Mr. Hill has done, it has blue on there. Anything that's blue, when you click on it, then Mr. Hill is explaining it for you. So you don't have to sit there and read, as he said, 13 pages. Mr. Hill explains everything when you click the little blue part. He explains that whole part. Then you go to the next part. You click it, he explains it.
So, and when that person,
he makes it very easy.
Makes that purchase that you enrolled, it's going to qualify them and it's going to qualify you. Now, here's the catch, though, if there is one. So now you're relying on that person to keep you qualified. Okay, what if they don't? Okay, then you're gonna have a gap. And even though you have other people there, right? Because the system operates in real time. I've been designing real time systems for 20 years. Okay, it works immediately. So you can't count on people who are already enrolled. Let's say you got six people, right? One of them was qualified, that person doesn't make a purchase. They're looking at the remaining 5 sometimes thinking that, well, I must already be qualified. No, because the qualification is done at the moment that the order is made. Okay, so those people have already qualified someone else, potentially. So you're going to have to wait for the next purchase to come along in order to requalify yourself if you have not made a purchase. So you're going to have a gap if that's the case. That's why, particularly, let's say if you buy we got people who buy 10 bottles of Restore at a time because you get a discount doing that, right? They buy 10 at a time. But they'll get the Dr. Dan course with $20 for auto ship. They'll keep them qualified in between these large purchases. Because if they don't do that, they'll have to wait for somebody to purchase, and they may miss compensation in between.
And you don't want to miss
That can also happen. But in any case,
because you'll miss out on money,
really good
and you miss out on free product that you could get.
All right. Okay. So how about Dan Coates in Thousand Oaks, Florida? I'm sorry, California.
All right, Dan, go ahead with your question.
Well, I must say it's wonderful to be on the call again. Greetings to everybody. Dan Coates, Simi Valley, California. One thing I heard, 54th and Westminster in Philly. Am I correct on that? That's where your program is tomorrow?
Yes, that's right, 4:30.
Good. I'm going to be as fast as I can. 10 days, today is the 10th day on the product. Something's going on, it's incredible. I'm 77 years old, 50 years in construction, breathing and touching toxic chemicals and materials all those 50 years. Less at the end, but took me a long time to understand to protect myself. I'm up to 2 milliliters a day because I think I've been detoxing and my sleep had been weird. But I must tell you, I call this the MoreMito shock therapy call. I listen to people and what's going on. This is so wonderful. But here's what happened on the third or fourth day, because I didn't sleep that much. I had a lot of broken sleep, and I have to get up and use I have to urinate many times a night. And like on the third or fourth day, something happened, and in the daytime, I started the need to use to urinate. That happened, and then the next night, I only woke up once.
I knew you were
I
going to
only
say
had
that.
to go to the bathroom one time, and that's happened for a couple of days. So amazing.
Yeah.
I have three aneurysms, and I was just wondering, are there any testimonials that that talk about them? I've been a worker for a long time, and I could have hurt myself by overlifting in work because of my construction background. But that was a question, if there had been, I know last week you mentioned something about aneurysms, Roger, so.
We've had people report that. I'm not thinking of a specific interview I did, but you have to look at this in the overall context of repair being accelerated. All those people who had major operations like heart valve replaced or had an accident. One lady in Chicago was mauled by 2 vicious dogs. They thought she was gonna lose both her legs. And the repair, the repair process being so accelerated. We had a lady who had a bulging carotid artery. And the doctor told her that it's just your age. No, it wasn't. She just needed more mitochondria so her body could fix that. So I believe that by restoring your mitochondria, your body's going to be able to work on those aneurysms as well. Okay?
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. This is like, anyway, I don't want to take, I'd like to talk a lot, but sometimes maybe I'll be able to meet you face to face and you, Dale, and talk. And one last thing, there's a gentleman 500-600 years ago, and his name was Kabir, and this is a little doha that he said. He said, the coming and going of this breath is my blessing. And it's a short, but there's so much power there because this breath comes into us, and it's the reason why we're able to benefit from this wonderful process, product, goodness, and goodness does attract goodness. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan Coates. Dan Coates has an amazing voice. It sounds like he should be on radio or something.
I agree.
Okay, as we get ready to wind this up, Nisi iPhone, okay, from Bridgeport, Connecticut. We got to get a better last name for
Hello.
Nisi.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi, this ain't Niece though. I'm actually visiting with Niece. I had been knowing her for over 40-something years. I ran into a situation where I was attacked and they hit me with a cell phone, and because I am a public speaker, and so when they hit me with that cell phone so hard, my brain started swelling up.
Wow.
And they rushed me into the hospital, and I never even knew I had a tumor deep down inside my head. So then when they did an open brain surgery, 5 hours in my head, then they discovered, they pulled out a big one, but they said I had 3 more in there. These things I did not know. While they was doing the surgery, I had a stroke.
Wow.
One side of my face had died, and I couldn't see out my eye, and everything was just crazy about everything that happened. So after about 2 or 3 months, I was down in one part in Georgia, and then I moved down here with my friend Denise. I knew nothing about the product. Well, one night I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do anything. And she came and started rubbing this stuff on my head and around my neck and around my ears. And I said, well, what is that? She said it was MoreMito. I said, MoreMito? I said, well, come on, bring it on, because it's making my head feel like it's just not throbbing. It ain't hurting. It's like it's making me just have rest. And mind you, when I had never taken any medication prior to that thing that happened to me, but when I came through all that, I was up to 15 pills a day of medication. Wow. My body is not used to taking medication because I never took it. So when I came here with medications that I cut myself down a little bit, but I still was taking medication. But when she started that a week ago, putting this stuff on my head, this MoreMito on my head, around my neck, I was amazed about what was happening. I was feeling like no pain, so I stopped all pills altogether. She was doing it 3 times a day. And I said, well, why do you have to do it so much? She said, it's just good for you. It's just, I'll explain about this. Let me know how you feel. I said, my eye was open. I can see now. My face is not dead. I have feeling back. I'm talking very clearly now.
Yes, you are.
I didn't think, thank you. I didn't think that I would get back to being on live and public speaking or anything, because I thought my life was over. But I have to tell you, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. Oh my God. My MoreMito that I'm taking, I didn't know about the pills. She said that she had the serum and she put it inside the cream and she mixed it all in there and she just keep putting it on my head. So then I said, put it in the middle of my head, not on my forehead and around it, but could you put it right in the middle where they actually cut into my skull? And she said, yeah. So she started putting it in there. Do you know, I don't even feel nothing. Like I never had nothing happen to me. I'm actually doing everything for myself. I'm cooking now. I'm going up and downstairs, going to the store. I'm doing everything. Like I never had this happen. I have to say thank you. That's all I can say. That's my testimony and it only took me a week and a day.
Really?
So I told her I need that pill too. I said maybe I'll start running again. So I want to say thank you. My name is Cecilia Perez.
Thank you, Cecilia. That was an important contribution you just made to a call. So this is our point, right? Your body can do this. Just please give it the Mito so it can regrow your mitochondria. Okay? All right, so we got a wireless call as we get ready to wind this up. We got a wireless call on the bottom. Let's try that one, Dale.
All right, wireless caller, I've unmuted you. Your number ends in 0.
We're going to get by your Quinlan.
Yes, hi, thank you so much. It's very quick. I just resonated with a few of the callers, the last one, and not being able to sleep right now because of osteoarthritis in the knee, swollen legs and feet and ankles, muscle sclerosis, osteoporosis. And so, and it just came on all of a sudden. And this is also from a vaccine injury with the MS diagnosis. So I look forward to using the product. So, because I can't believe I'm doing this all this. At 61 years old and a well person that uses food as medicine, locally grown organic, New York.
What was your name again?
Bonita Wilkins. Yeah, and so I don't take any medicine, and I've been up all night, and I can't, because I can't get in the bed, I can't get in the car, in and out of cars, and I'm, so I'm a work in progress.
All right, well, thank you for letting us be a part of your wellness journey.
Thank you, I appreciate it, I'm excited, and so I've told people about this product, and so I was interested in that compensation plan also because when I do purchase the bundle, to make sure the person that invited me gets credit for it. And then I had invited several people on the line today. So if they get their own website, how does the person that invites them get credit for what they purchase?
Yeah,
they do their website by going to your website.
If you go in your back office under compensation, then down near the bottom, you'll see a thing that says compensation plan, and you can study that. PDF we have there that's got audios and videos on every page, and that needs to be explained, okay? And we'll be doing the compensation things on it pretty soon, but you can get it's all right there for you, okay?
And I look forward to reaching out.
So real quick to answer what she just said, how do you know that the person's connected to you? Because anybody that goes to my website and create their free customer website, they're connected to me. So the system knows who gets the credit for whether it's the MoreMito butts, where you can use that to get free product, or whether you switch to be a paid representative and you actually can pull money off of it when you're linked to the person that you created your website under, and so on. So like say for instance Keon, he goes to my website, which he does have a website. He goes to my website, create his website. He's connected to me, right? And then say King decides that he wants to connect to Keon, right? Well, then Keem goes to Keon's website and creates his free customer website. Well, he's connected to Keon, but then they're both connected to me as well. Okay, so it's just awesome, the way that Mr. Hill has created our compensation plan, and it is all in your back office as well. So once you create your free customer website, you have access to all of that in your back office. It's a ton of information that's in your back office. Those of y'all that are, a lot of people are like, oh, well, I need to take this to my doctor.
I just ordered.
There's a PDF in the back office that you can print out and take to your doctor. Y'all, those of y'all that have listened to some of my testimonies, you know how I feel about that, because doctors don't know everything. I'm one of those that have experienced several things that doctors told me I couldn't do, wouldn't be able to do, etc. And I have the testimonies. I have a 20-something-year-old daughter walking around here that is very healthy and everything, when doctors told me I could never have any more kids. And, like I said, and there's other things. So, again, you just have to do your research, okay? Don't always depend on other people. Do your research, okay? Because, again, doctors don't know everything. Do your research and find out things that can be good and healthy for your body. And this is when I did my research, this was one of the products that I found out. Well, this was the product. I'm not saying one of the products. These are the products that I found out that helped me. They took me off of, I was on 18 to 20 different medications. you know, and this took me off of all of my products. I don't go to that cardiologist anymore, that oncologist and so on, okay? So just wanted to share that with you.
Last week, the capsules, I moved up to like 6 times a day, and I'm filling 3 times a day for them, six capsules a day, and I'm starting to feel much better. Like again, especially with my vision, you know. So I can't wait to start the Petlife.
Yeah, you gotta find out what your level is, and under certain circumstances, you and certain physiologies, you certainly can benefit from more. And it's super safe. All this stuff, I call it high-tech salad dressing, you know. So
I believe that too. But now the drops, how many times a day would I use those drops?
You can spread that out as many times as you want.
He's having eye issues, and so instead of using this, some people use the Restore Oil, which it does burn when it first goes in until you close your eye and take the oxygen out. But he's using the Petlife, which is the Restore Oil minus the citrus and something else, so that pets can use it. But it's a human product as well. Okay, so he's just put the Petlife name on it.
I'm not one of them. So you're going to end up adjusting how
so a lot of people use that now because it doesn't burn like this does, because it doesn't have a citrus. Citrus burns, y'all.
Petlife for the eyes. How many times a day would I use that?
Okay, so you can do that as many times you want. Okay. Same idea. Very safe.
I'm having a problem putting it in because I can't see. So it's going to be a hit and miss. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling around.
Well, you can certainly put it on your eyelids with your eyes closed. If you can
rub it all around your eyelids.
To jar it off, then you get it in.
I do it multiple times a day.
Otherwise, you might need to get someone to get your wife to help you with that.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Roger.
Take it and just rub it around your eyelids.
We'll be there tomorrow too.
You gonna be in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
They're in there already.
Look forward to meeting you. City of brotherly love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have a blessed evening.
Okay. All right. So.
Thank you. You too.
So we are out of time, and I'm going to take a screenshot right now. We'll be getting back to. Let me get this screenshot right now, Dale. You can take one also. I want to thank everybody whose voices we've heard. This has been such an important call.
So I hope that y'all have enjoyed the conference call, the MoreMito conference call. If you have not gone and subscribed to our channels, the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie. If you go under Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie on YouTube, you will see several different elements where, you know, you can hear even more testimonies than what you heard on today's call. And it's broken down, and it's user friendly. I have it set up where you can send it to other people. Okay, so you know somebody had heart issues, send it to them. You know, go under the playlist, go to the playlist for heart, send them the information. High blood pressure, you know, you name it. You know, and send the information out because people need this information, y'all. I mean, these were great testimonies. You can also hear that we do this all over. It doesn't make a difference because a lot of times people ask, oh, well, you know, what if I'm in Canada? What if I'm in Africa? Whatever. It doesn't make a difference. We can ship wherever it needs to be shipped. Okay. That's another great thing about the product. You know, and then some things, some people also ask, you know, can I take this with medication? Absolutely. This is considered a food. Okay, this is considered a food. You know, others may ask, oh, should I stop my medication? You should only stop your medication when you consult with your doctor is one of the ways, or, you know, you can tell, sometimes people can tell how they feel. That's what I did. You know, the doctors took me off of some things, but then I could feel how my body was getting better. Again, I was on 18 to 20 different medications. I'm not on any of those anymore. Why? Because I chose to do the research. Understand? I chose to do the research, and I did that because of some of the things that doctors had told me. You know, too many things that they told me that I couldn't do, I would never be able to do, and I'm doing all of those things and more now, okay? Because I took the time to get the knowledge, okay? So sometimes you just have to take the time to get the knowledge because it's your body, right? And understand, if you don't know what mitochondria is, it's the powerhouse of your cells. Do the research. Do the research, okay? They say knowledge is power, right? We have these calls every Monday at 7:55 p.m. Central Standard Time, adjusted to your time zone. every Saturday at 10:55 a.m. Central Standard Time, adjusted to your time zone if you're in a different time zone. Every Monday and every Saturday, you can get on here and get your health knowledge. This is why I try to put information out so we can get people on here and they can get their health knowledge, right? And so those of y'all that actually got on here and actually listened, we want to thank you for taking your time out to listen. If you have not created your free customer website, the information is in the description. And after we go off live, we will put even more information. We are live on Facebook with this episode as well, so you can just send me you can inbox me if you need more information, because our goal is to be able to help everybody as possible. So those of y'all that have been positive, thank you. For those of y'all that have been positive, those of y'all that have been negative, anybody see comments of people being negative, just kind of ignore that, because you have that. I've had so many lives where, yes, you're going to have people that are negative. We're going to have people that are skeptic, right? And we'll have people that speak up, like the person that put on and say, oh, this is a scam. Well, I know that this person hasn't done their research because of the comment that they put on there, right? Because if it was a scam, then how's it helping me and all these other people, not just, in the United States, but all over, right? It's not a scam, but I took the time and do the research, and I wasn't negative. So you have to, get that negative thinking away, right? And be positive. Understand that sometimes you have to do your own research. I can't stress that enough. So many people just depends on doctors and what doctors think. Doctors are human, okay? Some doctors don't know everything, right? I don't know any doctor that knows everything. Only the person that knows everything is God, right? So if your doctor is not God, then guess what? Your doctor doesn't know everything. So you owe it to yourself to do your research. You owe it to yourself to get the product, the Renew Body and Mind Bundle. Make sure you go to Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie, subscribe. And you can also, like I said, the playlist, it'll tell you how to order, tell you how to create your website. That information will also be in the description, but I will give the information one more time. If you want to text me, you can text me at area code 817-320-2571. Again, 817-320-2571. Only text messages. If we need to have a conversation, then we will schedule a time that works for you and I. The website, if you're not attached, if somebody else referred you, then you get back with that person that referred you. So like I was giving an example, if Keon referred you, then you would get back with Keon. Keon will give you his website, right? Which is moremito.com/Keon. Keem, if Keem had referred you, then whatever he gets a website, you would go to him. So in other words, get back with the person that referred you, because that's only fair, right? And then, but if you were referred by me, seeing this information, somebody forwarded this information to you, then you can go to moremito.com/S Alford. Again, that's moremito.com/SALFORD, which the information is in the description now, but there will be even more information after we go off a live. If any questions that you have, send us information. I get messages and calls all of the time. It doesn't make a difference whether you're connected to me or not. Our goal is to help everybody. I've had people say, oh, well, why do you do this? Even though I'm not connected to you, because our goal is to help everybody. It doesn't make a difference whether you're connected to me or not. We want you to get healthy, right? So in order for you to get healthy, if that means that I need to help other people, then guess what? That's what I will do. I'm committed to doing that. That is why I do the TV show. Okay, I've been doing this TV show for a long time, right? And when I was asked to do it, I accepted that, the job of doing it. Why? Because it helped me. Understand, these products, this helped change my life. When it helped change my life, my health would also help change my lifestyle. Well, then guess what? Then I owe it to help other people, right? Because so many people don't know. And if you don't know, you don't know. But, but we have to get the information out there. So again, we hope that you have enjoyed it. We hope that, that you share this. We talked about several different things. So, somebody with autism, make sure you share this episode. Somebody that has had strokes, or, people in their family that has had strokes, share this information. It was just so many different things that was named in here. Lymphedema, if I mispronounce it, sorry y'all, but somebody has lymphedema, share this information. It's just anybody, any human, because every human has mitochondria, share the information, okay? Because every human and every animal has mitochondria. So this is a product that can benefit everybody. So it's not limited that it can help this person and can't help that person. Everybody has mitochondria. So when you get your mitochondria built up, then your body can fix itself from anything. You heard the lady saying that she didn't realize that her hearing wasn't as well as it could be, but she got on the product and she noticed that her hearing got better. So again, y'all that are out there saying, "Oh, I'm totally healthy," stop, because you don't know how healthy you are, and I'm just being truthful with you, okay? Just being positive, okay? Get on the product and then see what it does with your body, because your body, God designed our body to fix itself. But you need to have your mitochondria built up, right? So build that mitochondria up so your body can fix itself. How are we building that mitochondria up? That's what we are. We're in the mitochondria business. We're not in the healing business. We don't heal anything. But when we teach you how to build your mitochondria up, and when you build your mitochondria, your body already knows how to heal itself from whatever it is that it is dealing with. So again, we hope that you've enjoyed this, whether you were on the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie, whether you was on Success on Stephanie, or whether you was on Facebook. Again, make sure you go ahead and get your free customer website, get your bundle, and we'll be looking forward to hearing your testimonials on what your health ailments were before Mito, and then how your health is doing after you've been on Mito. So anyway, have a wonderful one, you guys. Be blessed.